but we're too driven by what feels good in the moment that whatever that sixth sense is where your brain cells are and the logic is telling you that this is probably not a good idea. We just ignore it because we don't have discipline. We don't value family enough and we don't value tradition because otherwise you wouldn't be laying down with a person, a chick that you knew, maybe sleeping with your cousin if he had more money or maybe, whatever. You would kind of have an idea of who this woman is before you start to do something like procreate a child with her. So I don't believe that we should have mandatory paternity tests because it's like it's once again, it's just like, okay, now we have mandatory paternity tests and everybody has to get tested when their child is born.
Mm.
It's going to be extremely costly. It's going to be someone looking at your DNA, someone looking at, and then it's going to be another statistic, especially for like the black community that's thrown it's skewed some way or another to make us look bad. And so I believe that government should kind of stay out of the situation. And if men want to get paternity tests, they should go use the court systems and petition the paternity test. If you're paying for the child, go petition the paternity test. You know that baby don't look like you at a certain point. If you are looking at this child at 5 years old and you're like, well, listen, well, Dre don't look like me, then I mean,
Absolutely.
yeah, there's some
Agree.
inclination inside of you as a man too that knows. So I'm not buying that it should be the government's job.
So let me jump in real quick. So Sadiq, you kind of brought up the point about, you don't like, government interference and government intervention, but you kind of never really address that. And it is an important counterpoint. If you are for this, for paternity tests to be mandatory at birth, how do you feel about what are we going to do about the fact that it is going to be the government coming in and administering this test and possibly having your DNA in a database.
I don't think the government should do that. Rather, men should always make sure that, hey, I'm having a child with this woman. I love her. I want to be with her. I made a choice to sleep with her. I still think that I still not think. I still believe he should demand a DNA.
Unpopular opinion.